I'm Busayo Ishola Sende, and I'm the head creative at the 28 company. I've heard several people call it 7 names. I've heard 288, but apparently it's the 28 company. So growing up, I've had a knack for being hospitable, having interest in spaces and being creative. And when I was going to birth this company in 2022, I said to myself, what would actually give me like an holistic representation of my brand? And I said to myself, you know what? After racking my head through several names, I just thought, to just think about my birthday, which is the 28th day of the 8th month, which is August. So that's why it's called the 28 company. So over the course of the year, right, in this line of business, there are a number of plot twists. But personally, I think I have 3. First one is there'll be quiet times. And quiet times, there are times where you would now have a particular project to work on. There's no brief to work on. There's nothing. It's just quiet. So usually creatives, we tend to beat ourselves up like, oh, we are not enough, or it's our lack of having a particular skill that is not allowing people to reach out to us. But no, that's not the case. They are just quiet times. And in these times, I've come to realize these are times you need to work on yourself, develop a certain skill set that would help you elevate your career or give a particular finance to your general execution. So yes, prepare for the quiet times. And secondly, you will deal with a lot of people. Like, you need to really understand how to manage people, and you also need to understand when and how to attract people who are not maybe giving you what you want or what you requested for. See, for example, vendors, like you meet a lot of vendors, so you try. It's basically like the trial and error time, but over time you tend to build your team. Third and the final one is, as a production designer, you keep evolving. It's not something adventure. Maybe you went to film school. I mean, I did not. But if you went to film school studying production design, you tend to yourself, oh, I fully understand the concept. No, that's not the case. For an excellent creative, or in my case, as a production designer and as a food stylist, you keep evolving, meaning you keep learning more things, you keep gaining more skill sets, you garner a lot of knowledge that would help you and also elevate your skill in terms of execution, which is why the quiet times are really very important. These are times to get really useful, to work on yourself, to get a lot of experiences, take some courses, speak to like a lot of industry experts, go to some seminars, and what have you. Just get a lot of knowledge in this time and just keep evolving. It's not a standstill career, it's not a standstill career. It's something you need to learn and grow. You evolve over time. It might take you a while. It took me a while, but always you learn to say no, because saying no obviously would take a lot of problem off you. You don't have to deal with a lot of BS from other clients, from other vendors or people. Like, learning to say no will save you time. Secondly, what I put into myself, like the energy I channel into myself, that's literally to be the outcome of what my business will be. Say, for example, the times where I talked about the quiet times, learning, having to read, having to garner a lot of knowledge. So when challenging projects come, it just makes everything very seamless, meaning you prepared ahead for this time. So I think my assistant will describe me as a kind boss, and compassionate, and quite understanding. I wouldn't say very understanding. And I think they would always say, when it's about work, it's really about work. Like, we have our fun times, we joke around, but when it's about work, Busayo wants it to be done. So it has to work. They know I don't like hearing no. Like, don't tell me, oh, sorry, I can't do it. No, it can happen. Yes, it can happen. Yes, it will happen. Is it in the way you wanted it to happen? Maybe more. Maybe another way, but we can also always find a way to look at it. So I know they would always say, well, when the sire doesn't take in those balance. So yeah. I intend to build, or I'm building an empire that's called the 28 company. And I would say, fast forward to 5 years, maybe my 50th anniversary. I think what would really make me happy is basically international relevance and expansion. Having to see my team travel around the world by themselves under the name of the company to execute projects. I don't need to be there, and I don't even need to be physically involved in them executing. And just general international relevance, having to travel and attend to clients from far and beyond. So hopefully when we clock 5, when it's the 50th anniversary, I would be super grateful and super glad if this has been accomplished. How I often handle difficult clients. At times, I sense them from the production state, and if it's in that time I've sensed, oh, this client is very difficult, I actually just pull out and say I'm not interested anymore. Or some clients eventually don't show how difficult they are till you are fully invested in the project. And most times, difficult clients usually come with small and tinier budgets. And it can get really, really, really annoying when a client is asking for something that is not even part of their budget. On the contrary, right? I mean, some difficult clients might not honestly give you a small budget to work with, but they are just being difficult because they want to be difficult. I think in that moment, in that time, you just really need to persevere, because at the end of the day, right, it is my work that would be shown on the screen. At the end of the day, to be credit rolls for my company. So in that case, when I know the client is very difficult and I'm invested in its work, I just persevere, having to think about, you know what, I'm not going to be able for the next 3 or 4 days. I'll just dedicate myself now. It'll probably be the last one. You know what? Do it, and get it over. Because at the end of the day, you are the reflection of your work. But as an upcoming production designer, you need to learn a lot of things. Like, do not discard whatever journey it is that is bringing you towards the way you are going to be. And on some days, it could be a fashion designer. On some days, it could be an electrician. On some days, it could be a furniture maker. I just gather a lot of experience to lead you to wherever it is you're going to go to, or where you want to do. And another thing as well is to always be kind to people, because the manner in which you're being kind to people, they will take up your work as it is there and handle your work very well. And you need those kind of people around. So we need to learn to be kind to people, and also you need to know when to be very stern with people, because if not, they will take advantage of you. So you need to know how to balance being stern and being kind to people. And also, I would also tell you as an upcoming production designer, you always prepare for the worst. Like, it's never done till it's a wrap on set. Like, don't assume your work as a production designer has ended after you dress the set. No, the director might call you off one time and tell you, oh, I needed to change this, I needed to change that. So you always prepare for the work. And finally, you'll not have just one alternative. Always have alternatives. So for example, you reach a particular vendor to get you a car, have an alternative, because that vendor can mess you up on the day of your shoot. So always have an alternative, or whatever it is. So yeah, basically, your life is going to be good. Your journey is going to be amazing, and it's going to be a lot of ups and downs. Or you just really need to embrace the ups to help you to survive during the downs.